you see here behind me is the Kia Telluride, the sibling to the Hyundai Palisade 3-row SUV that we've been spending so much time with here at Driving.ca. This is the SX trim, the mid-level trim, and the value that you'll find inside this thing is incredible. Let's take a look. So the powertrain you'll find in this is the same as what you see in the Hyundai Palisade. It's a 3.8 litre V6, 291 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. It's Atkinson cycle, which means it's tuned for fuel efficiency, comes with an 8-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive. What's different in the Telluride is you have these 3 drive modes. There's comfort mode, eco mode, and sport mode, and there's also smart mode, which lets the car do the thinking for you, which is kind of a nice thing to have. As much as the Telluride is the same as the Palisade under the hood, it's quite different in appearance. There's a very different lighting signature in the front, slightly different window design, the chrome, the way it moves around the side windows and the profile. One of the things that Jonathan and I raved about the Palisade in the couple of comparisons that we did is the lightness of the interior. There is a lighter interior available for the Telluride. Doesn't happen to be equipped on this one. You have to go all the way up to the Napa leather trims to get that one. But if you do, there is a light gray that might help to lighten the interior a little bit if that's a concern for you. The sunroof configuration is a pair of sunroofs rather than one large one. Doesn't really make that much of a difference in the interior lighting. The one in the rear is quite large, quite sizable, pleasant for the second and third rows. So these are wood look inserts, fake, but they do actually look quite convincing and they bring up the look of the interior quite significantly. Again, this is the mid-level trim where you're getting this, not all the way up to the top level trims, and for the price point, the class level in the interior is very high. One thing I'm a fan of is this infotainment screen, and there's a ledge to rest your thumb on while you adjust the screen, which is quite underrated. It's nice to have a place to rest your hand. I've also been impressed with the fuel economy so far in this vehicle. The combined rating is 11.6 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's more or less what I've been seeing in my daily driving, which is more towards city errands running than long highway runs. I think one of my favorite things about the Telluride is the drive dynamics. They truly are very good for this body style. The cornering is nice and smooth. The steering is maybe a little loose to my preference, but the whole thing feels easy to drive. It doesn't feel like a big SUV, and that's, some people prefer sort of a more bulky truck-like feel, but a lot of people don't like that about a 3-row SUV, and if that's the way that you lean, then the Telluride is going to be more along the lines of what you would enjoy. It's really quite a pleasant place to drive and to spend time. I'm being repetitive about the fact that this is the SX trim, the mid-level trim, but it's worth pointing out again because there are a lot of features that you're getting at this price point and at this level that you don't find in a lot of vehicles. There's heated and cooled front seats with a heated steering wheel. There are not heated seats in the second row here, but if you go just one level up to the SXL trim, you're getting heated and cooled seats in the second row in the bucket seats. That's the 7-seat configuration that you get in that trim. This is the 8-seat configuration, and so there's no heated seats in the second row in this one. The third row is easy to access as well, just a button push on the top of the second row seat, nice and light to get the seats out of the way, and then there are USB ports back there for the kids to charge their iPads, so it's a more pleasant place for them to spend time as well. So I guess the pressing question is, if you're choosing between the Palisade and the Telluride, which one do you go with? For me, personally, I'm going with the Telluride. I happen to like the look of it a little bit more. Styling is very much a matter of personal preference, but I quite like the rounded shape of the headlights, and the shape of the chrome and the side profile is a little bit more pleasant to my eye. I also like the infotainment screen, and I just generally find it to be more stylish. I like the wood grain look inserts, and just the exact configuration of features that you get on the SX trim is very appealing to me. I think that this would be my preference between the two. The value that you find in this vehicle is truly noteworthy for its segment, and it's well worth a look if you're shopping for a 3-row vehicle. For Driving.ca, I'm Stephanie Walcraft, and give us a follow on Instagram and Twitter.